Welcome everyone to our regular podcast about test automation and testing industry in general with channel DevHacks 360. As always, we have Vasyl in the virtual studio with me, and today we're going to talk about very sensitive topic of 2025 is generative AI and how to test this. Don't miss this episode because we're going to dive deeper into how generative AI was used up to date in the industry, in the testing industry, and how it will be used in 2025 by quality assurance engineers across the industry. So we're going to dive deeper in this topic. Stay until the end because we're going to reveal our thoughts with Vasyl. Vasyl, welcome once again.
Hi guys, hi Igor. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And before we jump to this sensitive topic, I would like to thank our sponsors, Marathon Labs. Marathon Labs is the software as a service solution that enables to run thousands of mobile tests in just under 15 minutes. If you have even 10,000 tests, it still will run under 15 minutes. It's only one solution out there that enables mobile engineers, test automation engineers to run their test for each pull request. You can find the description for Marathon Labs down below. And as part of this podcast special, if you comment Marathon Labs in the comment section, you can get up to 50 hours to use this platform to try it out, plus free consultation to analyze your mobile test automation solution. And Engenious University. Engenious University is a platform that is constantly up to date with the latest and greatest course material in web and mobile test automation. Check this out. The link also down below. Don't forget to like us, to support our channel, and subscribe for the future episodes. With further ado, let's dive to this topic of generative AI. For the past few years, we have used generative AI as a consumer in form of ChatGPT and Copilot to work on test cases, generate test case coverage, work on the errors, diagnose problems with the existing testing infrastructure. But as we dive forward in 2025, the new role has emerged in the testing space to test generative AI and LLM models. So today, me and Vasyl are going to dive very deep into this topic and talk about what this role is actually pertain. What skills you have to obtain in 2025 in order to float in the quality assurance field. So Vasyl, how generative AI been used up to date so far by test automation engineers?
So yeah, a lot of testing engineers adopt AI as a separate tool, which they're using for day-to-day job, as you mentioned, Igor. So the tools like OpenAI, ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot, or Cursor, the alternative for GitHub Copilot, it, they are no longer just for developers, and they are also transforming the QA. So we use those for repetitive tasks like generate test cases automatically, which obviously reduce manual effort, simulate user behavior for more realistic test scenarios, and of course, it's our body for analyzing and refactor automation script. But in general, what does it mean for testers? And it's not actually replacing them. We mentioned it a lot. There is still need in manual and automation testers who know how to use AI properly. And this is what we teach in our courses at Engenious University. So generative AI opens the door to new kind of testing role, blends critical thinking, creativity, and AI expertise itself.
That's great. Thank you for sharing these insights. But what do you think the testers today are ready for this shift? I mean, is the industry ready for the shift, or does the industry needs to catch up?
Yeah, Igor. So far, many testers are just a consumer of AI tools, and there is a skill gap of how to test those. So the industry need to focus on upskilling QA professional, especially in understanding AI tools and their limitations.
Yeah, that's true. Obviously, we hear about the problems with generative AI. It's not always give you a proper answer as we expect. I mean, a lot of folks talking about like auto code generation that AI can basically generate for you the entire code base. I mean, obviously, it's all gossips. The reality is very different. You still need skillful engineers to validate the code, still do code reviews, and generative AI, like such as GitHub Copilot, um, and other similar tools that perform like code review processes, coming with the risk. So we still need human intervention. We cannot ignore the fact that generative AI is there, but we have to be careful how we actually utilize it. But again, as you mentioned, for the past 3 years, QA community was using or were users of generative AI. But as we enter the 2025, the new role has emerged to test generative AI, and the new role has molded around it. So coming in 2025, there's a big shift from consuming generative AI and testing community into the testing generative AIs. Obviously, a lot of businesses for the past few years built a lot of applications using generative AI, such as customer support, chats, predictable models, and so on and so forth. So somebody has to test them. So how do you see this role is evolving in 2025, and how the testing community has to adapt to this role?
I also, by the way, before answering that question, I have a great example with the customer support, Igor, but I will show you later on. But
Amazing.
going back to the question why businesses are so focused on the testers who are actually able to test AI. So the market is the keyword here because every company needs to generate money and the profit. So to speed up the market itself. So generative AI accelerates testing, allowing companies to release faster. Simple as that. You release faster, you get your product to your customers faster, right? Uh, Complex systems. So with AI, testers can validate intricate systems like machine learning models, which require unique testing approaches. And the last, and of course the most important one is the cost efficiency. AI can handle repetitive tasks and like freeing testing to focus on strategy and innovations. However, so generative AI comes with its own set of challenges, like AI hallucinations, which we was mentioning before. So where the AI generates incorrect or nonsensical output. I have an example of that, and have an example of companies which are was facing those, and those quite big companies. So I will show you in a couple of minutes.
That
And
would be amazing. Though I think that a lot of folks watching us would like to see like what is actually AI hallucination in the real world. That would be nice if you can show a vivid example of this.
cool. Sure, Igor. And so going back to answer that, QA professionals will actually need to identify and mitigate those risks, right? Because other than that, uh, we can increase the company costs significantly because of some, hallucination and stuff. So we need really to ensure the reliability of AI-driven systems.
Great. So you mentioned you're going to show the great example of AI hallucination. Would you like to share a screen and show folks like what is actually the problems and why the testers are needed in 2025 to test generative AI?
So while I'm scrolling on the web, I found a couple of useful articles about that, and some of them was quite funny what AI did because, and the reason behind those was like kind of lack of testing, and Igor, the main reason is there that a lot of companies don't know how to test AI. There is no, it's pretty much pretty fresh, it's around 3 years. So companies still don't know how to approach the testing of itself. But starting from the definition we mentioned, the AI hallucination is basically are incorrect or misleading results that AI models generate. I believe we all remember this case with the BART, with the Google BART, where you can ask For example, how many rocks you should give to the pasta to make it, taste like a profession from the professional cook. And actually, Bart was giving you an answer which rocks you should put into the pasta, stuff like that. That's a well example of the hallucination. But we will, of course, share those articles in the description of our video, and we will not read them, obviously, but there is multiple cases of them, and I believe our viewers also know a couple of them. But I will stop on the most important one that actually AI chatbot Bart makes factual error on a first demo. Imagine you're on a demo, like million people are watching you on you're a Google company, and your tool, your baby tool, are still making the error on this demo. And another one I was mentioning about is actually glue pizza and eating rocks. This is basically about the clear example of hallucination with the BART. They already fixed those. It didn't stay for a long with Google, but that was funny stories. And another one you mentioned the customer support. This is when Air Canada chatbot gave incorrect information to a traveler, and airline argued its chatbot responsible for its own actions. Basically, the end of the story is that the company should now pay its customers money back.
Wow, this is actually a disaster to some businesses, right? And that's exactly highlights why testers are needed for testing generative AI, and this becomes probably the most important skill in 2025. Um, and by saying this, I would like to ask community to comment down below if you would like to see the course that we release in Engenious University under Engenious University brand. How actually to test generative AI for beginners. And if you are interested, just comment below if you would like to see this course in 2025, and we'll create one for you. I personally couldn't find a good source of information that actually gives the entire curriculum on how to test generative AIs. So I think that would be interesting, but we would like to hear your opinion if you'd like to see this course available. And me and Vasyl gonna work on this content this year for you. Obviously, we have part of our XUI task course and the Playwright course where we actually utilize generative AI such as ChatGPT and Copilot, but having a separate course focusing particular on how to test generative AI would be interesting to have. But segueing again from the course content and the future in 2025, I would like to switch towards back to the topic is actually what this role of generative AI testers pertain. So can you go over the skill set that you need to have and what the day-to-day activities you have to perform for this particular role?
Yeah, especially for the AI, like for once you are training AI models, it's hard to automate tests because of the for this generative AI and as a QA for the AI models, you have to basically evaluate and refine AI generated outputs for accuracy and relevance, right? We do it manually, and because there is no other way, this is right the human interaction. What as in QA for the AI models, you also would be responsible for detecting and addressing the AI hallucinations we mentioned before that could compromise the testing results. And of course, ensuring that test data is completely isolated from the training data to maintain accuracy and fairness. Also, you would definitely collaborate with the development team to integrate AI driven testing seamlessly. Also, the most important one is the compliance, as we know, because the AI have its own limitations, and we need to actually to be sure that we don't have such cases like with Air Canada or other companies. This was combined traditional QA expertise with a deep understanding of AI tools and techniques.
Understood. So, folks who are watching this podcast today, highly recommend start learning basics fundamentals of how the generative AI structures underneath LLM and ML models, and how to actually, they're functioning. So you can create I would say, a precise testing approach and methodologies to test this. And again, we cannot ignore the fact that this system's already built for most of the companies, and this skill becomes indispensable in 2025. Vasyl, you mentioned training AI models. Why it is so critical to test LLM specifically?
So I will tell you, Igor, why LLM testing itself is required. There is 4 points, and the first one is a performance evaluation. We all know that our application needs to ensure the speed and effectiveness and high quality results. And the most important ones is to be consistent, right? And the second one would be the ethical consideration. We need to ensure that application meets ethical standards and demonstrate fairness. There was a lot of examples with the ChatGPT when you can bypass something and ask for example, for a website with some illegal content and stuff. Third one is the security and safety, right? We need to look for the potential vulnerabilities and risk while testing LLMs. And the last one in here is the regulatory compliance. So um, the sectors like healthcare and finance need to always be compliant, and nothing more to add here.
Amazing. So thank you for going over all these use cases, what needs to be tested and validated for LLMs. So there's a plenty of work. And when people talk about, okay, QA profession is going to disappear because of, LLMs and generative AI, but actually, I personally think that quality engineers will have more work to do because of generative AI and evolution in LLM models, because of everything you mentioned before, right? And I think this is like for the folks who are watching and scared to lose their job. I would basically direct this fear into learning all these
Yeah.
aspects and to be on top of the game. So Vasyl, obviously you talk about different use cases for testing, but considering the fact that everybody is familiar with ChatGPT, can you give me one example of a simple test case, where you do human evaluation for very common LLM models, ChatGPT?
Let's actually test the ChatGPT live and
Let's do
give
it.
some human evaluation.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we talk about, but I would like to see a vivid
Sure.
example from real life, so testers will start think outside the box. What does actually testing look like for LLMs?
There's multiple ways how to perform the human evaluation, and I actually make sure that LLM model understand the context right, etc. I prepared this simple but tricky question for ChatGPT today, and I have a question which sounds like, how many slides? Sorry, not the slides. How many sides does a circle have?
That's a very tricky question.
How many sides?
Geometry 101.
All right, let's have a proper grammar. Let's do it. So the ChatGPT, of course, passed such evaluation. It's a super advanced model, but this only one way. What we can do is of the bypassing the process of human evaluation while testing the LLM models.
Interesting, but it's a very valid point. When testers create different test cases to test LLMs, they have to be tricky and creative,
Yeah.
not focusing on positive use cases. They have to actually go with negative ones most of the time to test boundaries of LLM. That's awesome. So, Vasyl, what skills should someone develop to excel in this role, in role of generative AI tester?
Yeah. So before stepping into this role, there's multiple I think you need to know, like everything you know about the QA plus. It's an AI knowledge, so you need to understand how generative models like GPT work, recognize limitations like hallucinations, right? And the second one would be data integrity expertise. So skills to ensure clear boundaries between test data and training data for unbiased results. The third one is, of course, the test automation. I know we showed a lot of example and showing like we need the human expertise and not and we don't need to automate anything, right? Because of the human evaluation, but you definitely would need the familiarity with the tools like Selenium, Playwright, XCU test. It depends of the domain and the application which we are using. So the fourth one is programming skills. The Python, Java, or JavaScript, those are your buddies through before applying to the new job. Of course, it's actually the most important ones which always checked on the interviews is critical thinking, the ability to validate and refine AI generated outputs. And the last one is collaboration is a common skill for the all QAs because we communicate with the team a lot. So strong communication skills to work across the teams is necessary for you. And don't worry, if you are not AI expert yet, so our platform like Engenious University, we offer your beginner courses to help you to get started.
Thank you, Vasyl. Thank you for sharing the skill set. It seems like a lot of the skills already in the possession of current testing community. They have to basically push it further and switch it a little bit towards AI oriented mind thinking, and obviously add more general knowledge how the generative AI works, because generative AI is a complex system underneath, and obviously this knowledge becomes essential and help quality engineers to move forward with this skill set and be valuable for every company that try to implement generative AI solutions. So if you're wondering, is this role right for me in 2025? I would say that 150% it is relevant. I mean, we have to consider the fact that generative AI is not going to go anywhere. It's just going to explode in 2025 to every in each company. So please don't ignore the skill set and start learning today. Again, subscribe to our Ingenious University platform. It's completely free to get started. And again, if you would like to see a course specifically on how to test generative AI application, leave a comment below for us, and we will make this course happening in 2025. So, Vasyl, have you checked the market for this particular role of generative AI tester? Have you done research? Are these positions actually open right now? Can you share with the folks your findings?
Sure, Igor. Because right before our recording, I checked the market. So is firstly Google it positions. I have actually Indeed open. Let me share my screen
That would be great.
to
Thank you.
to show actually which companies are promoting AI roles. In here, I have the software quality assurance with AI. The this search can also show the relevant position with the AI, but I see a lot of AI titles in here, like right there, it's specifically saying that we are looking for the senior software engineer with AI. I don't know if it's relate to the QA, but I believe so because Indeed usually show the result generally related to AI. There is also a lot of roles like software architect with AI. So in general, I see the potentially the growth trend. So there are only more and more roles opening because like I was also checking for AI tester roles like half of the year ago, and there was much less than now. And also, please remember this it's only start of the year. A lot of companies are like still opening their new roles, and yeah, I think the Indeed speak of itself. So it's a needed position on the market right now.
I agree. I mean, obviously, nobody discount the existing skills for testers, and we're talking about analytical thinking, like you mentioned, the critical thinking, the fundamental knowledge, foundation of quality assurance principles. We're not discounting those skills. Test automation doesn't go anywhere. We still need to validate the APIs, microservices. We need to do functional automation, accessibility automation. Those things don't go anywhere. It's just we're waiting on top a new skill set for testing generative AIs because they are part of ecosystems, like you mentioned, especially health tech industry, banking industry, travel industry. Like a lot of customer support being optimized by generative AI as of today already. So somebody has
Right.
to test the systems on top of existing functionality, and that's why a lot of companies will demand the skill set. Again, 2025 just started. Today is only January 9th, right? So this is good time to stop worrying about things and start learning. Again, we have a Discord community. I'm gonna put the link down below with to join our Discord community, where we have dedicated channels. We talk about latest and greatest innovations around generative AI applications and how to approach testing. We also talk about development of generative AI applications using different models. So again, our Discord community has close to 500 people in it, all professionals. So it's a great place to be to talk about this topic. I know Vasyl is actively participating. Vasyl himself is an expert in playwright and web automation, so he shares always great articles about this. So again, feel free to join our community and share your thoughts and concerns. Right, together we can all conquer the new mountain of generative AI. On top of this, as I mentioned many times during the podcast, Engenious University is a great platform, and we are building these courses for the community. We update courses on a weekly basis. They're all live. All the GitHub repositories up to date. It's not similar to Udemy, where just record courses and leave them as it is for a long time. We are keep them alive on a weekly basis. So join our Engenious University family. We have more than 1,000 students as of today, and it's keep growing. So we'd like to see you there. And again, if you have any recommendation for courses you would like to see, feel free to leave comments either under this video on YouTube channel or shoot us a message in Discord, and we'll be more than happy to work on this content. Again, today was a great episode. We talk about generative AI as a consumer and as a test for generative AI and LLMs. Vasyl, thank you so much again for this interesting discussion. I was very thrilled about this topic as a 2025 arrived. And I think moving on forward, we're just going to go deeper and deeper into this topic and go through each and every example as much as we can in our YouTube channel through 2025. So subscribe to our channel, hit notification bell for the new episodes, and don't forget to like us. And thank you so much for watching us.
Thank you so much.